NFL action never disappoints, and neither does the five-time NFL Executive of the Year, Scott Pioli. Scott, here to talk some big winners and losers coming out of Week 5 action. Let's go team-facing first here. What team jumped off the screen at you today and really told you, we're here to stay?
Joey, it happened early this morning. The New York Giants playing over in London. They were so impressive today. To watch what Brian Gable has done with this team this early, I want to manage expectations, but for them to be starting out 4-1, to see the difference in Daniel Jones, to see how much they're improving just in their confidence, the way they're attacking the ball on the offense and on defense is pretty amazing. You look at Daniel Jones' numbers today. He was 21 of 27 for 217, 100 passing, passer rating, and 37 yards rushing. But it wasn't just the numbers. It was when the numbers were needed and it mattered. His rushing yards were key. Now, I look at Brian Gable. I spent time with Brian when we first hired him. He had just finished as a graduate assistant coach under Nick Saban at Michigan State. We hired him in 2000 at the New England Patriots. Brian came in and put in the work. And over Brian's career, and I've mentioned this a number of times in the offseason, Brian has been around for the development of quarterbacks. He was there when we developed Brady. He was at Alabama under Nick Saban again when they developed Tua and Jalen Hurts. Then, oh, by the way, he gets there the same year that Josh Allen, up in Buffalo, and does a terrific job. He knows about developing quarterbacks. So I thought to myself, if there's anyone that's going to have a chance to develop Daniel Jones in teaching him how to make high percentage throws, how to make sure that he doesn't make big mistakes, to make sure that ball security is a primary thing, I thought it was going to be Brian Daboll, and we're starting to see that with their offense right now, Joey.
Scott, every fan does it. You get the schedule when it comes out. You win-loss it for your team. I don't even know if the most optimistic Giants fans had 4-1 coming out of the gates, but that is the standard that Brian Daboll has quickly set for that offense. But let's talk about for the defensive side of the ball here as well, because sometimes defense just doesn't get on the plane. It doesn't make the trip, and this is quite the flight here across the pond. For them to have traveled and performed the way they did on the defensive side of the ball tells you what?
Joey, I was really pleasantly surprised for the Giants because Aaron Rodgers is coming there. I know he's got some problems with his receivers, but I thought the way that the Packers have been able to run the ball, that it was going to be a problem for the Giants. But the Giants defense threw a shutout in the second half. Really pretty unbelievable. But to me, what was really impressive was at the end of the game, the Giants defense, again, this is a team with a very recent history of losing. They bat down 2 consecutive passes on the final 2 plays, and they had guys covered. If the ball got out, it was still going to be a big risk for Aaron Rodgers to make those completions. But the fact that the Giants defense rose up when they needed to, Wink Martindale, terrific job, but just the energy around this football team was really exciting to watch. And I'll tell you, it was a big day in New York with the Giants getting the win in London, the Jets getting the win. Joey, we'll see how my Mets do tonight. Right now, it doesn't look so good, but we'll see.
We'll see how it all plays out if there is tomorrow for your Mets. Let's also talk player front, because it's a team game, we know it, but there are some amazing individual performances week in and week out. Who took top billing for you here in Week 5?
Joey, it has to be Josh Allen. To watch what he did today was simply amazing. He threw for over 300 yards in the first half alone. He threw for over 400 in the game, 424 to be exact, was 20 of 31, 4 touchdowns. The Bills beat the Steelers 38-3, but what he did in that first half was pretty amazing. What's been interesting to me about Josh Allen is he is now the man. He has a target on him. He has all the pressure. He is now performing under pressure while being labeled a top player in the National Football League. And that's when sometimes we see players start to fade a little bit. We've seen it with Kyler Murray. We've seen it with a number of quarterbacks. Once they ascend, they start to fall down a couple of notches. Josh Allen also hit a really important mark today. He has 150 offensive touchdowns in only 66 NFL games. The only other 2 players to do it at that mark was Patrick Mahomes and Dan Marino. So he's in pretty lofty company. But again, Josh Allen keeps getting challenged, and he keeps rising to the occasion.
He is a joy to watch play this game that we love. Scott Pioli, best in the business. Thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Joey.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.